Welcome. Today we're going to talk about the poster child of the mindset industry or the idea of building belief in yourself. And this poster child is very misunderstood. It's called affirmations. And when the average person or the average guy thinks about affirmations, they probably think about going in front of the mirror and telling themselves, okay, I am strong, I am powerful, I am a confident man. Or maybe even you are trying this and doing this right now, where there's a part of your morning routine where you stare yourself down in the mirror and you tell yourself, I am very strong, I am powerful, I am capable. And first of all, I want to congratulate you for trying something new and seeing how you can work with the mind. It's amazing that you're doing that. But I also want to tell you that until you do these three things, it's very likely that affirmations just won't work for you as a tool. When you're working with affirmations, you want to pay attention to three qualities, and most people completely forget about this as they're practicing affirmations. It's almost like the way affirmations are used in popular culture is it's like there's this speaker that's playing some music in the background, right? And this music is basically your limiting beliefs. These are beliefs that are no longer serving you. And what people try to do is they just bring in a bigger speaker that has bigger sound quality, that has more volume, and through this speaker they try to play a sound that they like. So imagine you're at a party, someone's playing some music, you just don't like it, maybe someone's playing some hip hop and you're not a big fan, so you bring your own speaker, you're like, I decide what's happening here. And then in your giant speaker you play some reggaeton. That's how affirmations are usually used. There's a belief inside you that you don't like, and you try to overwhelm that belief by creating an affirmation on the opposite end. So maybe deep down you feel like you're not capable. So then you go, okay, I am capable. And you shout this harder and harder and with more force in front of the mirror, trying to make the original voice disappear. Just like with the original analogy of music, you think, okay, if I play my song hard enough with more volume, maybe I'm just going to stop hearing that hip hop I don't like. By the way, I love both types of music. This is just for the sake of the example. And the problem with that approach of trying to counteract a belief by feeding yourself the exact opposite is if you don't feel capable deep down, like if you don't believe that, or if you don't feel good enough deep down, telling yourself that you are good enough is not going to magically build that belief. It's only going to make you build another belief, which is the belief that you're a liar because you're lying to yourself. You're trying to tell yourself something you don't believe. So if you want to work with affirmations the right way, you want to make sure they have these three qualities. And this is coming from Kim Barta's work, who's been a psychotherapist for 20, maybe 25 years at this point. I'm in one of his mentorship programs and I've been studying him since I think February of this year. So I didn't come up with this. This is just something I'm passing on because it has helped me a ton in my own life and working with my students as well. So first, you want your affirmation to be truthful. So you don't want to lie to yourself. For example, if you're an engineer, right, or you're at a technical job and you feel like you're underqualified for the job, maybe deep down you feel a bit like an imposter, that you're not smart enough for the position that you're in. In that situation, you don't want to tell yourself, oh, I am the smartest person in the world, because that's simply not truthful, unless you actually are, in which case, congratulations, and I'm honored that you're watching this video. Now, what you can tell yourself is something that's truthful. For example, although I may not feel like I am smart enough for this job, I can trust that the person who elected me for this position believed that I was smart enough for this job, because otherwise I wouldn't be in this position. So this is where we're using affirmations that's specifically tailored to our own beliefs that feel truthful to us. The second thing is you want to make sure that your affirmation is believable. So sometimes something is true, but you don't believe it yourself. Like, you may be the most attractive guy in your friend group if we were to ask 100 women, but you may not believe that yourself, right? So we don't want our affirmation to only be truthful. We want our affirmation to be believable to us, because then we no longer build a belief that we're lying to ourselves, and instead we are holding ourselves with more unconditional love, which is extremely helpful to our growth. So for example, you know, again, in the same situation, you may have this belief that you're not smart enough for the job that you're in. So telling yourself that you are smart enough for the job that you're in is maybe true, but it's not believable. So what can you do instead? You may say, although I feel like I'm not smart enough for the job that I'm in, you read the job description, you go, okay, I'm meeting all these qualities for the job that I'm in. So although my belief might say I am not qualified, the data says that I am qualified. And you can't necessarily argue with the data if you are coming at it from an objective point of view. So in this case, this is truthful and believable. The last part is this affirmation that you're creating must be, or well, not must be, but it's good if it's useful for you, right? Because sometimes you may also tell things to yourself that are truthful and believable, but they just simply don't help with your goal. Let's say you just started learning some bachata. Maybe it's truthful that you're not very good, and it's believable that you're not a very good bachata dancer in this moment. But telling yourself this over and over again is only going to create an emotional state where you're going to start focusing more on your defects rather than the path ahead of you, which is full of possibility. Whereas you can take the same situation and go, okay, I am just starting to learn bachata. I may not be as good as I want to be, but I have been in situations where I wasn't good when I began. Maybe you had that evolution in your career, or you had a different skill that you learned, like jiu-jitsu. Oh, I used to do jiu-jitsu and I started from the beginning and now I'm here, right? Again, this depends on your own story. The core message here is take these three qualities. Whenever you have a belief that is not serving you, right? You can create an affirmation around it, but you make it custom to yourself. You don't just read a book and take that and try to brainwash that into yourself. You customize your affirmation to something that's believable to you, that's truthful, and that's useful to the goal that you have at hand. And by doing this, you're going to be able to remind yourself of your own capability, regardless of the limiting beliefs that you have deep down, instead of trying to make that belief just shut up and creating more tension through the process. So next time you're working with affirmations, give this a go and let me know how it goes. And if you want more content around healing and deep belief work, I'm happy to talk about something else next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.